What to study at university? Should you even go to university? While those are not questions that are as old as humanity, they may be the most important ones facing young people today. As someone who has spent most of his life at universities around the world, first as a bachelor's student, then as a master's and doctoral student, and then as a professor, I'd like to share some thoughts with you. Thought number one, don't look at university as a continuation of high school. Yes, there are also teachers at the university. They teach you something and then you take an exam. So far, so good. But there's a critical difference between the two types of schools. At a university, what they really teach you is how to do research and produce new knowledge in your field. Not just memorizing and practicing things, but coming up with new things. Keep this in mind. Thought number two, understand that schooling and education and learning and job training are related but different notions. Schooling is something you go through. Most countries mandate that their young citizens attend school until the age of 15 or 18 so they could at least know how to read, write, and do basic math, arithmetics. That's why they call them the 3 R's. And you got the vocational schools where they teach young people how to make and fix things. All of these are worthy enterprises. Now, education and learning are the responsibility of the individual student. Some of it happens at school, yes, but most of it must happen on one's own time. You get to choose what you really want to learn, and that's usually a factor of what inspires you and or how hard you want to work to master that subject. This could be anything. In my case, it was history, politics, international relations, and political economy. For many others, science and engineering seems to do the trick. You know, the ability to build or dismantle stuff. In certain cases, the arts, or economics and business. This matter is most important because if you are someone who values learning for learning's own sake, and you know how to implement what you've learned, your schooling and professional life will go very smoothly. Even on boring days, and trust me, you get a lot more of those at work and throughout adulthood. You can keep yourself busy if you are passionate about learning and if you're open to critically analyze things. Your brain just plays with ideas and life becomes fun. The university you go to should help you do those things, that playing with ideas and tools thing, but it's on you to figure out what you should study. Which brings me to thought number three. What should you study? These days, it's less important what you study and more important what you do with your studies. Now, no one's ever going to let someone like me do surgery on a human or an animal for that matter. And the closest I will ever get to in building an aircraft will be in a video game. But even in those fields, medicine, science, engineering, I have skills that could be useful. I can go through the archives of a hospital or aircraft company and I could write their history. I'm very good at interviewing people to figure out what they want and what they worry about. And occasionally I can read a table or a pie chart and even do basic quantitative analysis. But I never could have become a doctor or engineer. Look, I had to take makeup exams for math and biology during high school. So I already knew at the ripe age of 17 that medicine and engineering were not for me. Thought number four, where to go for university? That's the one good news here. It's much less important which university you go to these days as long as they have several decent buildings, good teachers, and a decent library. In line with thought number one and two, a lot of your chances in the job market depends on your ability to pick up new things. If the university you wish to go to is staffed by competent people and smart young minds like you who will challenge your preconceived notions and expand your horizons, that's the place to be. And if you could do all that without creating a black hole in your family budget, all the better. Which brings me to my fifth thought. Don't rush. Three of the folks whom I really look up to in life, my parents and a former boss from Germany, all went to university as adults. And not young adults who were 18, 19, or 20. My parents were in their late 20s and early 30s, as was that former boss. And because they went to university as adults, they knew exactly what they wanted and performed way better than they otherwise would have. So, coming to the few practical steps that I hope would help your decision on whether you'll attend university. 1. If you're somewhere between the ages of 15 and 20 and you're considering going to university, talk to your teachers, your school administrators, and family members or loved ones or acquaintances who have attended university. How do they feel about it now? Any words of wisdom? Any regrets? Learning from the experiences of others should always inform your decision. 2, if your high school offers a career aptitude test, or you can get your hands on one of those things on the internet, take it. The best aptitude tests measure your knowledge in various fields as much as your personal interests. Remember thoughts 2 and 3? Learning is on you. Only you can figure out what you are genuinely passionate about. 3, decide whether you and your family could afford your attendance to university. Not just in terms of money, but perhaps more importantly, time. It's incredible what parents and family members would do for their young ones. But sometimes the weight of having so many people pull resources for you could cause anxiety. And if you're too anxious, that could affect your performance. And you might end up spending more time at university than you otherwise would like to. So, do you plan on going to university? Or have you attended and graduated from university? Share your questions and thoughts in the comments below. And to continue following this new series on my channel, click the like and subscribe buttons and hit the notifications below. Thank you. I'll see you soon.